So today, we're going to break down a guide that's been floating around online. It's a step-by-step plan for making money in, well, a deeply unethical way. It's a calculated scheme, and it all hinges on a very specific kind of exploitation. Let's dig in and see exactly how it's supposed to work.
Right out of the gate, the guide hits you with this line. It immediately sets this weird, conspiratorial tone. It's not just a plan, it's a mission for you and a partner in crime. And that choice of words, that's really important. It tells you everything you need to know about the mindset behind this whole thing.
Okay, so let's get into it. Step 1 is what they call the setup. And, like any calculated plan, this one doesn't just jump right into the action. It's all about carefully laying the groundwork first, getting all the pieces on the board before the main event.
And the first few moves are really specific. First up, you got to get that partner in crime. Then, and this detail is kind of wild, you rent a white van. And right away, that just adds this creepy vibe to the whole thing, doesn't it? Finally, you and your partner just cruise around town with one mission, scouting for targets.
And just who are these targets? Well, the plan is chillingly clear about this. It specifically tells the creators to go after people experiencing homelessness. And look, this isn't random. It's a very deliberate choice that the entire scheme is built on.
All right, so once they've found someone, the plan shifts into phase 2. And this is probably the most critical part of the whole operation, the pitch. This is that moment of direct contact.
So here's what they offer. It's pitched as this big opportunity, a contest. They say, hey, win a boxing match and you get a free week in a hotel. I mean, it's a huge prize, but the catch is you got to fight for it. And when you think about who they're saying this to, it's a really high-stakes proposition.
So you've got to be asking, right? Why would anyone agree to do this? Well, the guide has an answer for that, and it's pretty cynical.
And yeah, here it is. The whole logic is built on this really grim assumption. The guide literally says that because a person has nowhere to stay, they'll definitely agree. It's not about a fair choice, it's about leveraging someone's desperation.
Okay, so once they've convinced enough people to join, the whole thing just shifts gears. We go from that one-on-one pitch to the main event, what the guide actually calls the spectacle. This is where it all goes public.
And they're super specific about how many people they need. The magic number is 16. And that's not just a random number, right? 16 is the perfect number you need to set up a classic single-elimination tournament bracket.
So let's look at how this all works. They take the 16 people to a public park, they pair them off, and they start the boxing matches. But here's the real kicker. While all this is happening on the ground, the partner in crime is live streaming the whole thing on a platform like Twitch. They're literally turning this park into a live online show. And the format is exactly what you'd expect. It's a single elimination tournament. You win, you move on. You lose, you're out. And they just keep going, match after match, until there's only one person left, the one they call the champion. So all of this, the van, the recruiting, this whole spectacle in a public park, it's all been building up to one single goal. And that brings us to the final step, the payoff. This is where we see how they plan to make money off of it all. And the way they make money is basically a two-part plan. First, while the stream is live on Twitch, they're raking in views and, more importantly, donations from the audience in real time. But they're not done. After the live event is over, they take that recording, the VOD, and upload it to YouTube. Why? To get a whole new wave of views and start earning ad revenue. So you see what's happening here? They've built this little financial engine. They get to profit from the exact same event twice. First, you have the live donations pouring in from people watching it happen. And then you have the long tail, the ad money that keeps coming in from the video that lives on YouTube. So let's just pull this all together. What is this really? It's a step-by-step playbook for turning a public space into a stage, exploiting the vulnerability of people in a tough spot, and then turning that whole spectacle into cash through streaming platforms. We're talking potentially thousands of dollars. And when you break down a plan like this, piece by piece, it really makes you think about a much bigger question, one that goes way beyond just this one weird guide. In this era of live streaming everything, of trying to go viral, where do we draw the line? When does creating content cross over into pure exploitation?